Everyone. My name's Alfredo Avello. I've been asked to help people find out about keto and how it can help them. Let me start out by saying it's not for everybody. If you're not going to do it right, if you're not going to commit to not eating carbohydrates as much, don't do it. You can't flop around. You got to make a serious commitment. It will work if you do it. Now, when this diet first started about 1992, for me, my mom handed me a book. She said you should read it. It was a nice way of her saying that I was overweight, but she didn't want to insult me. She had been a patient of Dr. Atkins in 1963 or 4. Literally his patient when he was starting this diet, this Atkins diet. Fast forward till now, they don't call it Atkins diet anymore because they ridiculed him to the level that it's almost a bad word. But it's keto diet or Atkins diet. It's the same thing. It's restricting carbohydrates. Now, the reason why everybody thought Atkins was crazy was because he kept saying you should eat fat. You can, but you shouldn't. You should try and stick to lean protein in the beginning. Just cut carbohydrates. And if somebody tells you, oh, it's bad for you, you're eating the same thing they are, minus the baked potato or the rice. So ask them, is baked potatoes and rice good for you? I mean, 60 carbs a serving, or maybe more. You know, it's kind of like senseless to get into an argument with somebody about it. So I'll leave that up to you. You're not eating any different initially. I mean, eventually you're going to get to the, top level of the diet and you're not going to care and you're going to eat the things that they used to say in the Atkins diet. But initially, try and stick to broccoli, good stuff. Olive oil is very good. Thomas DeLauer on YouTube. If you can Google him, DeLauer, DeLauer. And also Dr. Thomas Seyfried, Seyfried. Look those guys up. That's what I did. And also, these here are probably the best thing I discovered. They're keto wheat thins. They're made by Arnold brand. They're hard to find, but they're there at your local stores usually that carry Arnold brand bread, and ask about them, because if they hear enough people ask, they'll get them. Why they're so good. Now, again, I'm not telling you to go out there and eat fat or eat red meats, but I do because I'm experienced at this. I've been doing it for 2 years. I take these with me in the car. My wife calls it purse bread. She has a giant purse. She puts 2 of these in there every day, every morning. So wherever we go, where we're gonna eat a sandwich, we switch the buns. And by using these buns, okay, they only have less than 1 carb, each one, net carbs. What that means is sometimes they put wheat that your body doesn't digest. It just doesn't affect your blood sugar. And that's the reason why I initially got into this diet, because I weighed over 300 pounds. I was, to my surprise, type 2 diabetic. I had a stroke because of all these things. Everything was wrong with me. So it was either take pills the rest of my life, like metformin, the cholesterol pills, the heart pressure pills, all of them. All my life, from now on, the doctor said, you got to take these always. I said, whoa, they cause side effects. So I remembered this diet because my mom had gave me the book back in 1992. And back then, it was impossible. The only thing you can eat was protein or salad. You couldn't eat pizza. You couldn't eat anything. You couldn't eat a sandwich. There was no bread that was good. Now, this bread. Now, there's all other breads. There's white breads, hamburger buns, but they're small. It's like a slider size. So, these are nice and big. You can fit a half-pound burger at Flanagan's. That's a local restaurant. I just found out they're only in South Florida. Flanagan's has a half-pound burger. I mean, these buns work. So that's why we like them so much. And you toast them up, put cream cheese on them, and they're awesome. They toast them up, and it's like a bagel. We take them with us to a restaurant that has those little sauces that are olive oil with garlic and salt, and they give you their bread, but we can't eat that bread. But this bread you can. So my wife yanks it out of her purse, and boom, purse bread becomes our appetizer. So I'm going to try my best. I'm not good at this stuff. So this might sound corny, whatever, but, Donna asked me to help, and, I don't consider myself any guru. I just, decided to live. That's basically the decision you have to make. And let me say something very important here. Correct, important. If you fall off the wagon, let's say, because sugar is an addiction, carbohydrates are an addiction. They will physically demand your body to get it. So you might have a headache when you don't eat sugar. You might feel tired. It's not like a non-physical thing. It'll demand you make more, you get more. Once you're over that, then it becomes kind of easy. I mean, crazy stuff like fasting. I mean, Donna fasted for 4 days. I couldn't believe it. 4 days, no calories, zero, just water or whatever she was drinking. I don't drink water. I drink Diet Coke. I'm just, one vice at a time. Don't attack all these vices, because if you're fighting 6 or 7 battles, you're probably going to lose. Fight one battle at a time. The battle you need right now is carbohydrates. That's the battle. And carbohydrates does not mean just, baked potatoes. Everything the body recognizes and converts into into fuel that has to do with sugar. That means a baked potato isn't sweet, it's salty, but that turns into sugar in your body. So you gotta fight that, and you will lose weight. Initially, a lot, then it'll slow down. But don't panic, because your body is running on what's called ketones. Ketones are better fuel. It's like premium gas. No longer are you using, the regular gas that's got, or the E85 that's got corn in it. No, you're using super premium gas that doesn't have any alcohol at all in it. It's like the stuff you use for your boat. So, I just want to help as many people as I can. We stumbled upon, because I read in that book, the Atkins book, back in 1992. Everybody thought he was crazy. I didn't know whether to believe him or not, but I know my mom told me about him, so I trust my mom. And the Atkins book mentioned cancer. It helps fight cancer. Now, a friend of mine says, I don't think it cures cancer. No, it doesn't. It depletes the food source for cancer. You have to figure out another way, something else that'll kill it. I'm not saying to not whatever, chemo, whatever the poison you decide to take to kill the cancer. That's not the avenue we took, but I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to take you down my avenue for my wife, which I love very much. I'm going to help her, and this is why I did all this research. I spent the last year, watching hours of videos. Now, I wish Dr. Thomas Seyfried, which I admire him so much I can't tell you, would make short videos, because his are like an hour and 20 minutes each, and all packed with good information. If you have cancer, an hour and 20 minutes learning about how to fight it, that's not a lot. But if you don't, and you want to just see what it's about, they should have a trailer. That would help. Anyways, I was a big guy. Now I'm no longer even overweight. I'm not considered overweight anymore for my height. I'm 6 foot tall, and I fluctuate under 200 pounds to just over. Depends whether I've gone to the bathroom for the day or drank a gallon of water or a gallon of Diet Coke or whatever. That's weight. If you have it in your body, it's going to increase a couple pounds on the scale. I'm happy. My wife says no more. You don't need to lose it anymore. I'm not trying to. I'm just not going back to carbohydrates, and I don't know how to regulate now. Let me tell you something else about the Atkins diet, or the keto diet, whatever you want to call it. Originally, Atkins would say you can eat 20 carbs to lose weight and 60 carbs to maintain your weight. So when you get to the weight you want to stay at, you can go up to 60 carbs. Now, I've already reached the weight I want to stay at, but I'm not going to go increase to 60 carbs. It's like, I'll just do a little crack cocaine. I won't get addicted again. I'm not going to do it. Sticking to what I'm sticking. I don't even count carbs anymore. It's a natural thing for me. There's places now, literally they have everything. The only thing I haven't found a good, I was a pizza man. So pizza was a must. If I can't eat pizza like in the 90s, I eventually fail at this diet, always. Because I used to be a pizza man. Monstrous amount of pizzas, super thin. I would spin them in the air, people clap. I was like a showman making pizzas. And a lot of you might have known me from then. It was popular. I worked at a popular mall, pizza man in a corner display, type restaurant that everybody could see us from the whole patio area. It was fun. I mean, I loved it. And I met my wife because of that ability of making pizzas and awesome stuff like calzones. But they do have a replacement now, and I don't have it with me. I'll show you the box in a future video because I want to try and bring you something, relative and new for you. It's not new for me, but it works just like dough. It's not almond flour. It's not cauliflower dough. No, this is authentic pizza dough that doesn't digest. It doesn't affect your sugar levels. So it basically, this goes right through you. So the net carbs is what you'll grow to know and understand. Now, one quick thing. There are some sugar-free stuff that have alcohol sugars. They're like a maltitol, a bunch of different names. I don't know them all. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a scientist or anything. I'm just a regular schmo. Those won't impact your blood sugar, and they will work on this diet, but something about them, for some reason, don't know the scientific reasons, they give you diarrhea. So if you get constipated, take them. Eat about 3. It'll fix it. And the other thing is, you can eat cheese and all those other things. Remember though, if you cheat, and you know when you cheat, don't kid yourself. You don't have to say, lie to people. You're lying to yourself if you think everything's okay and you cheated. They have keto sticks that you should use to measure whether you're in ketosis or not. So let's say a Sunday birthday party comes up and you eat a big piece of cake or a little piece of cake. You eat carbohydrates or sugar. You're not in ketosis most likely the next day. So don't go eat a steak the next day or bacon. No, you better eat chicken and salad till a couple days, check the sticks, see where you are. Now, the sticks, they're deceiving. They're not the most accurate thing. The blood one, what is it called? Keto Mojo is basically the gold standard, but I don't have that one. It's more money. I use the sticks mostly, and it'll turn pink to dark purple, depending on the level of ketosis. But if it turns at all, you're in ketosis. What happens is eventually your body becomes very efficient at burning ketones, and it doesn't spill as many. The pea sticks are to measure the spilling of ketones. If your body uses them, it's not going to spill that many. So you got to remember that. There's also breathalyzers. They're like, they measure the acetone levels in your breath. That's another method of checking. And those work with your phone. Some of them will have Bluetooth, and they can keep track of your acetone breath. Because your breath does a little different. It's not terrible breath, but it's not, you'll notice that there's a little difference. Now, remember, when you start the diet, about 2-3 days in, you might feel not so good. So start it on Friday. I think you should start it right now, whenever you're watching this, but you might not feel good because your body is not getting the sugar that you demand. When my wife, I'll just say it. When my wife found out she had cancer, she was going through these enormous body-mind demands for chocolate. She was like, what is going on? And I was like, Jesus, she's going to bite my head off if I don't get to Walgreens and buy her a bag of Skittles. And then when we figured out that she had cancer, then we assumed, because she wasn't on her period every week, that the cancer was demanding more sugar or absorbing, and the cancer was growing at that point. Then on Mother's Day, May 15th of 2022, she started, the keto diet, and the cancer stopped growing. It was already big, so, we're still dealing with that, but yeah, they can say whatever they want. For her, it's working. It's not growing. She had 3 months to live a year ago, and she's still here. So we'll keep fighting the battle, and I hope you like what I presented. It's getting to the 15-minute mark. I guess that's kind of long. But anyways, you can shut off at any time. Thomas Seyfried, Thomas DeLauer. Those are the two real gurus. I'm just a schmo. But it's nice to meet you. Thanks, Donna, for acknowledging anything that I've helped with. I just do it for my friends, my family. I'm tired of them dying, whether it's from diabetes or heart attacks, everything. You're not going to die from a heart attack if you cut carbs. There's no difference between this diet and what they're eating, your friends eating in front of you, except the baked potato maybe and the fries. You're eating the same thing. Instead of baked potato, broccoli. Instead of fries, salad or asparagus, green stuff. Basically, green stuff is okay. So good luck, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.